Stop struggling with stubborn jar lids that refuse to budge. If diminished grip strength is keeping you out of your own pantry, you don't need more muscle, you need better physics. We're showing you how a simple rubber band and a blunt spoon can replace brute force, making every seal effortless. Margaret, who is 78 and lives alone in Ohio, used to call her neighbor every time she needed a jar of tomato sauce opened. She told us that asking for help with something so small made her feel like she was losing a piece of herself. Once she learned these two techniques, she went 3 months without calling anyone for help, and she said it was the first time in years she felt like her kitchen belonged to her again. That feeling of independence is what this entire approach is built around. Every day, millions of older adults face the same quiet frustration in their own kitchens. A jar of pickles, a bottle of salad dressing, or a can of soup becomes an obstacle instead of an ingredient. This frustration chips away at cooking confidence over time, even for people who used to cook every single day of their lives. Dorothy, an 81-year-old retired school teacher, told her daughter she had started buying pre-opened or smaller containers just to avoid the embarrassment of asking for help. She eventually stopped buying certain foods altogether, simply because she could not get into the jar. This kind of quiet avoidance is incredibly common among seniors, and it often goes unnoticed by family members who do not realize how much effort a simple jar lid now requires. Modern jar manufacturing was never designed with aging hands in mind. Manufacturers prioritize airtight seals because food safety regulations demand it, and a tighter seal means a longer shelf life and fewer recalls. The unfortunate side effect is that the very vacuum seal protecting your food is the same seal making it nearly impossible to open without significant force. Most people assume the solution is simply gripping harder or twisting with more force, but that mindset is exactly what leads to sore wrists, aching fingers, and sometimes even minor injuries. The real shift happens when you stop thinking about muscle power and start thinking about physics. Leverage, friction, and pressure release can accomplish what brute strength alone cannot. Once you understand the mechanics behind a stuck lid, you stop fighting the jar and start working with it instead. This shift in mindset is often more valuable than any single tool because it changes how you approach every stubborn lid you will ever encounter. Every vacuum seal jar has one specific obstacle standing between you and your food, and that obstacle is the seal itself, not the lid's tightness. When a jar is sealed during manufacturing, hot contents create a vacuum as they cool, pulling the lid down tightly against the rim. That vacuum is what makes twisting feel impossible, even for someone with strong hands, because you are not just turning a lid, you are fighting atmospheric pressure. The good news is that breaking this seal requires almost no strength at all once you know where to apply pressure. A common blunt spoon, the kind sitting in almost every kitchen drawer, can become your most reliable tool for this exact purpose. Slide the rounded edge of the spoon gently under the lip of the lid, working it around the edge in small sections, rather than trying to pry the whole thing at once. You are not trying to remove the lid with the spoon. You are simply looking for that small pocket of air to find its way in. Within a few gentle motions, you will often hear or feel a soft click, which is the unmistakable sound of the vacuum releasing. That click is the signal that the hardest part of the entire process is already finished. Releasing the internal vacuum before twisting is dramatically safer for small hand joints than trying to break the seal through sheer rotational force. Twisting against a sealed vacuum places enormous strain on the same joints that arthritis and age have already weakened, including the wrist, the thumb, and the smaller finger joints. By equalizing the pressure first, the lid will often turn with little more than a light touch afterward. Helen, a 74-year-old grandmother from Michigan, said she had been avoiding canning her own jams for 2 years because opening her own sealed jars later became too painful. Once she learned to break the seal with a spoon before twisting, she said she felt like she had her hobby back. And she has since gone on to can preserves for her entire extended family again. Her story is a reminder that these techniques are not just about convenience, they are about restoring the activities people love. Leveraging tools for mechanical advantage. While the spoon trick handles the seal, Sometimes the lid itself still requires a bit of extra grip, and that is where simple tools come in. A rubber band wrapped tightly around the lid instantly increases friction between your palm and the metal surface. This small addition compensates for reduced grip strength without requiring any extra force from your fingers or wrist. It costs almost nothing, it takes seconds to apply, and it works on nearly every lid size found in a typical kitchen. For lids that remain difficult even after these two steps, dedicated tools designed specifically for limited dexterity can offer the next level of support. Newer ergonomic under-cabinet openers allow for genuine two-handed stabilization, which takes significant strain off the wrist joint that normally absorbs most of the twisting force. These openers mount discreetly beneath a cabinet, so the jar can be pressed upward into a gripping mechanism, while the other hand simply twists the jar itself rather than the lid. Because the device holds the lid steady, your hands only need to rotate the body of the jar, which uses larger arm and shoulder muscles instead of fragile finger joints. Manual strap wrenches remain a solid option for people who still have moderate dexterity but want extra leverage without installing anything permanent. These wrap around the lid and use a pulling motion rather than a twisting motion, which many users with arthritis find far less painful. Electric push-button openers, on the other hand, are built for those with very limited grip strength or significant joint pain, since they require no twisting motion at all. Annette, an 86-year-old widow in Florida, switched to an electric push-button opener after a hand injury made twisting nearly impossible for several months. She said the moment she realized she could open a jar by pressing a single button instead of asking her grandson to come over, she nearly cried at her own kitchen counter. When choosing between these tools, dexterity level matters more than price or brand reputation. Electric openers are generally best suited for those with very weak grip or significant arthritis pain, since the device does all of the rotational work. Manual openers with ergonomic handles suit those who retain some grip strength but need additional leverage to finish the job. Under-cabinet models tend to offer the strongest overall leverage, though they require a bit of installation effort or a family member's help to mount. A simple checklist can make this decision much easier when standing in a store aisle or scrolling through options online. Look for handles that are noticeably longer than standard kitchen tools, since extra length multiplies the force your hand produces without multiplying the effort required. Look for non-slip rubberized grips, since these reduce the chance of the tool sliding out of your hand mid-twist. Look for adjustable jaw sizes, since a single tool that fits multiple jar diameters saves both money and drawer space. And finally, look for tools that explicitly state they require minimal grip or no twisting at all if your hand strength has declined significantly in recent years. Opening jars more easily today is only part of the picture, because long-term hand health depends on consistent care over time. Simple daily range of motion stretches can keep finger joints lubricated and flexible, which in turn makes everyday tasks like jar opening feel less demanding. Gently spreading the fingers wide and holding for a few seconds helps maintain flexibility in the tendons that control grip. Slowly making a loose fist and then releasing it, repeated 10 times each morning, helps circulate synovial fluid through the finger joints. Rotating the wrist in slow circles, first clockwise and then counterclockwise, helps maintain the range of motion needed for twisting motions throughout the day. These stretches take only a few minutes and require no equipment beyond your own two hands. Beyond stretching, setting up what we call a low-resistance kitchen layout can prevent repetitive strain before it ever becomes a problem. This means storing heavier jars and containers at waist height rather than overhead, since reaching upward while gripping adds unnecessary strain to already vulnerable joints. It means keeping your spoon, rubber bands, and any jar opening tools in a single, easily accessible drawer, rather than scattered across the kitchen. Ruth, a 79-year-old former nurse from Pennsylvania, reorganized her entire pantry after her physical therapist suggested a low-resistance layout following her own diagnosis of early-stage arthritis. She said the simple act of moving her heaviest jars to a lower shelf changed how confident she felt walking into her kitchen each morning. Her therapist later told her that small environmental changes like these often do more for long-term joint health than any single gadget ever could. We want to hear your own success stories, because every person who shares what worked for them helps someone else reclaim their culinary freedom.
Whether it was a spoon, a rubber band, an electric opener, or simply rearranging a shelf, your experience matters to someone out there still struggling silently in their own kitchen. Independence in the kitchen is not about strength, it is about strategy, and every senior deserves to feel capable in the space where so many memories and meals are made.